Welcome to the Global Center for Christ Consciousness. Please help me in welcoming today's guest musician, John DeMoss.
Thank you. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Heavenly Father, Mother God, whose presence is heaven, whose presence is within us, whose presence is us, our true self. In this moment, we call upon the Holy Spirit of God, the Divine Mother, to bless and sanctify this property, this building, each person, each song, each thought, each conversation, each smile, and the talks, each Sunday and every workshop, every event. Let this be sanctified by the Holy Spirit, made holy and sacred by the Divine Mother. Draw all of our hearts and souls together so that we can experience a moment of oneness as a reflection of how we truly are in spirit. Let this oneness fill us, overflow to each other and out throughout this community and the world. Let this site become a vortex in itself and anchoring light down into the meridians of the Mother so that she can become more sanctified herself, so that the earth becomes a place of Christ consciousness. Then we can say, and we say now, heaven is here now. Everything is on earth now as it is in heaven. And so it is.
Thank you. So please join me in reading our mission statement, which you can find on this white card. Together we say, the Global Center for Christ Consciousness is a spiritual center for students and masters on the spiritual path. We are dedicated to awakening the inner Christ and to creating a world of love, peace, joy, and abundance. And now for our sacred reading of the day.
From A Course in Miracles, seek for the doorway home and find it. But before you try to open it, remind yourself, no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And it is this request you make today. Nothing but this has any meaning now. No other goal is valued now, nor sought. Nothing before this door you really want, and only what lies past it do you seek. Put out your hand and see how easily the door swings open, with your one intent to go beyond it. Angels light the way so that all darkness vanishes, and you are standing in a light so bright and clear that you can understand all things you see. A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and never forgot. And so it is.
And please, let's welcome once again John Dumas.
Oh, takuyas.
fantastic, our music, our attendees, just all that we are fortunate enough to manifest. And people ask us often, other centers have asked us, how do you, churches and, places like that, how do you achieve this vibe? What is this? Because what happens in this world is the head, the heart knows things the head knows not of. So it's a consciousness. And people's heads have to try to figure it out. Because first of all, as soon as you start to figure it out, your ego is trying to downplay it, believe it or not. That's what it's trying to do. When the head's trying to overthink love or new levels of love, teachings, a person, high character, and it's like once it gets in the head wants to tear it down so that it can go whew. For a moment there, I was starting to think things are getting good. We don't want to have that. Let me find fault, that sort of thing. Most of us know that by now and are catching on to the ego's games, but some not yet. So what would you like me to talk about today?
Letting go. Divorce and heartbreak.
Similar, isn't it?
Being deceived in a crypto trade.
Escaping the reincarnation trap.
Okay, hold on.
Trusting the universe.
Okay, one sec. I'm still on this crypto thing. So, what is it?
What is consciousness?
Okay, so go back to the couple over there. Wait, over there? What were the couple that came out of that side? Trusting. What?
Escaping the reincarnation trap.
Okay.
Dispelling negativity.
Okay, this is good. Thank you. We're stopped now for a sec. And what was the one over there? Okay. It's kind of a funny term, self-empowerment, because of the little self you can't be empowered, So it's kind of it's like the self-help, self-help groups. It's kind of a weird phrase because it's self-help, but yet you're in groups, and yet. You must all be individuals. We are all individuals. Sorry, that's Monty Python. Anyway. Some of you got it. That's good. Okay. So several things, but several of them were immediately like overlapping a bit. Letting go, divorce and heartbreak, deceived, even in the financial world. And you know what? I mean, I'm very sorry. We should all have that feeling for each other to say, I'm really sorry that you were deceived. I'm really sorry that you lost me. I'm really sorry about the divorce, the heartbreak. Feel from this place for people. I'm really sorry. Because you should be. And I know there's some new agers that are like, don't use the word sorry. I'm sorry for them. But sometimes they need to have this philosophy. Don't ever apologize. It lowers your vibration. No, it doesn't. The last shall be first. It's nice to be humble. It's nice to say sorry about that. Yeah, but I didn't do anything. Did I even go there? No. It's not about whether you did something. I didn't say evaluate how wrong you are. It has nothing to do with that. It's caring for people. It's an interesting thing, this concept, caring, compassion, love. I mean, we totally abuse the very concept, even love. Compassion, we could do a talk on any one of these, but I would still have to point out the contrast between the real deal and what humans have done. We have three hearts. We all have three hearts. And each of those feels a different level of love. I know you think you have one heart. Your spiritual self, upper three chakras, has a heart. Your heart center has a heart. The soul has a heart here. And our human self, the lower three chakras, has a heart. The heart of the spirit is like, forget it. Like, it's unspeakable. The heart of our spiritual self, which is the same as God, it's it's beyond words, but we can try. It loves at levels that are just not even comprehensible to a human body. You can't comprehend it while in a body. You can't go, I'm starting to feel divine. No, you're not. As soon as you pointed to your body, yourself, it's no. So you just have to forget that one. The soul feels levels of love, which I'll come back to in a second. But that's the one that's multidimensional. And then there's the human self. You're not a human self. You're borrowing a body. It's not who you are, even remotely who you are. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, which means temporary. I put on this suit, I buttoned it up, zipped it up, and I went out into the world. Now here's who I am. You pass away, you leave your body, and you get another one. And you try out a different outfit, the way you might change clothes every day. You change bodies every lifetime. So to sit and say, I really want to understand love, and start thinking from this person, the human being, you're already messed up. You aren't actually a human body. You're more than that. I don't mind being a little bit nice about it and saying, isn't it wonderful, this human self? No, it doesn't exist. It's actually a hologram. If this is an illusion, like many mystics have told us throughout history, if this is an illusion, then the love it feels must also be an illusion. So stop looking for love in all the wrong places. I think we have something. I'm not even here. Next time somebody says, I'm feeling something. No, you don't, because I'm not even here. It gets very tricky, doesn't it? The human version of love is twisted. When you say, can you talk about heartbreak and divorce and deception and so on? Those things can't happen at the higher levels. The only reason you can be deceived romantically or even financially is because you think you're a human self investing in, not just literally and figuratively, investing in romance and finances that you think the human self is going to be able to come out better, for doing it. We can only do better when we're plugging into better. The I am of God into my soul, acting as myself, my body. When myself is running on its own accord, its own power supply, it goes dead. You're on a limited budget really when you're running on human self, because it's not even there. Jesus says in A Course in Miracles, the reason you have to sleep each night is because you're exhausted, because you're trying to keep an illusion alive. That's exhausting. It's exhausting. Think about this. It's exhausting. I'm trying to pretend I'm a human being. I would like to stand here and hold myself together, which is almost impossible because I'm this being that's greater than the universe, but I'm going to pretend I'm just this. Do you understand? It's exhausting. It's like putting 20 gallons of something in a pint. The seams can't hold it. It wants to burst, which is why some of us have anxiety disorders. Sometimes it's about unhealed wounds, and sometimes it's because I know I'm more. But nobody sees it, and I don't know what to do with it, so I'm just, and medicate. There. Okay. I guess I'm okay now. It's very sad and sickening and disheartening. Anyway, the spirit is like, wow. And yet we zip up a body and expect this thing to contain us. And it can't. Now, our ego is okay with that. Our ego convinces us that's a safe thing to do. You're too much, man. It'd be better if you just calm it down and zip it up and just pretend you're that. I mean, I have to keep it together, not just, the kids and the household. I have to keep it together. You have to actually work to keep your teeth from all shooting away from your body and your eyes popping out of the socket because you're so grand, and yet you accepted this strange littleness. So now you're not only energetically wanting to burst at the seams, emotionally. What does it feel like? Intuit this. What does it feel like to be bigger than the universe, stuck in a body, and zip it up and try to contain it? How does that feel? Not just energetically. how does it feel emotionally? Exhausting. And I feel ashamed. I feel like ridiculous. How, and why? And every time I think I'm going to improve, the little me is going to improve my life without inspiration and guidance from God. Every time I think I'm going to improve it, I'm going to try to use things of the world that isn't here to fix things of the world that aren't here. Now I'm going to be running on some weird, demented programs, trying to survive. And so I will make unhealthy investments again, emotionally, romantically, and so on. And we can be mad at the people who take advantage. What they're doing is clearly from their ego. What they're doing is clearly hurtful. The people that have deceived and hurt, and all that, hurt us. But we have to remember, if we would have plugged into the knowing of who we really are, that could not have happened. So you're as mad subconsciously at yourself as you are them, if you really are honest about it. Now somebody could say, well, wow, this is really making me feel better. At least when I got here, I was just mad at them. Now you're making me mad at myself. So you feel twice as bad when you leave. Is that God in you that feels twice as bad? No, it's your ego who's annoyed that you're catching on. So you can feel annoyed at what I said, but who is it that's annoyed? It's not God, so it can only be one other voice. The ego. I don't like this. I'm being exposed, I'm being shown. It's not my fault. It's all those things. I'm not saying take it on as guilt, the mistakes we've made, the bargaining our bodies away and the things we do. I'm not saying take it on as guilt. I'm saying just to be clear about it. It's a tricky thing because we talk about empowerment, and some of you are asking, like, what is consciousness? And how to dispel negativity, self-empowerment. You can't actually get to those places. What is consciousness? What is self-empowerment? What is empowerment? You can't actually get to a place of true empowerment if you haven't owned where you've misused your power. Well, I wouldn't have if somebody wouldn't have taken it. It's not theirs to take, and it's not yours to give. It's who you are. God created you as power. So you can't actually give it away, and people can't actually take it. Oh no, but you don't know who I was married to. They definitely took my power away. Oh, so you're the anomaly. You're the one-off in the universe. It's impossible. That's not how the spirit God world works. You can't rent it out. You can't give it. It's not yours to do. God created you as it, not with it. So there's nothing you can give away. Nothing people can take. Well, they take my power. No. What happened is, and on the other side of the bargaining table, every time you sit at the table with somebody who takes your power is somebody giving it away, somebody that's signing it away. I've already said you can't really do it, but you sure can pretend. You can pretend that you have no real self. Now you feel low, and now somebody's going to either buy it from you, steal it from you, borrow it from you. It's going to look that way. But at some point, I might go, wait a minute. I don't feel as good as I could. I think I want to experience empowerment. And you wait, and it's not coming. And you took the workshop, and it's not happening because you haven't yet owned the times you signed it away. Even though you can't really sign it away, you believe you did. So you're going to have to own all the times that you believed you were less than holy. I don't mean track down each instance, just as an umbrella insurance policy. Just own it in general. I own that there are times when I have forgotten who I was and therefore suffered the consequences. What consequences? People looking like they took my power. But I'm going to own, I forgive them for what they did, which is also I forgive them for what they really didn't do. They just look like they did because they're not even there. The they I'm talking about is a hologram. The day will come within a generation from now, within this generation, the day will come where psychotherapy gets to go to another level, where they can't just talk to you about palliative things and, just pat you, and help you deal with your stuff today, but instead taking you to the fuller understanding of your responsibility. Instead of saying, well, as they sit with their notepad, it sounds to me like they took your power away. And you're like, that's it. So instead of confirming blame, they'll be able to say, no, but they took my power. No. And turn it back to where you say, I forgot my power. See, where they refuse to believe the wounded you. And they insist on knowing the real you. And they evoke that. So you walk out empowered. Not because they gave you power. They allowed you to remember who you really are. And that day is not too far off. That's the good news. The bad news is the world's coming to an end. Anyway. So when it comes to love, spirit love, you can't experience. Forget that. For now, forget that. That's you return home, you're one with God, and there it is. Forget that for now. We can't even get the human love sorted out, let alone divine. And you can't go from just human love, oh man, I'm really digging you, to oneness with God. I mean, and if you did, they would lock you up because you'd be all blissed out. You got to get this piece right, owning what we didn't do right humanly. Then the heart starts to open and you start to experience, the soul starts to open and you start to experience, heart level, soul level love. And that's incredible. But we'll have to talk about that for a sec. The spiritual love, wow, joy, true love and peace and joy. That's the real deal, the God spiritual love. But I can't get that, certainly not for long periods of time while in a body, but I can get soul level. So I'm working on getting that soul level. The body, however, the body love, the body heart, is controlled by the ego. It's fleeting. So body, human love is just a lie. First of all, you're not even a human being. So to think you're in love with somebody humanly, they're not even there, which means it's a lie. Then you wonder why they let you down. They didn't just let you down, they just manifested the letdown. Some part of you already knew they're not even there. Who am I in love with? You know what I mean? And so it's a psychotic experience. This romance called human love. It's just a psychotic experience. So there needs to be a wing of every mental hospital. I'm going to go to the romantic love wing now. I'll be back, And, and in there people are just rocking, comforting themselves, going, I thought they loved me. I thought they loved me. They said they'd never leave. I can't believe, oh my God. It's ego-based. We're convincing ourselves we're separate from God, and then this is what we are now. It's not true, but it does feel this way. We do seem to be here. So the ego says, well, if you're going to be here, then I'm going to tune you into something. Check inside. How do you feel? It's very intelligent this way. Check inside. How do you feel? Not inside your soul, but it just asks you to go to the surface level. Inside, how do you feel? I feel lonely. I feel empty. I feel, So it says, well, being your buddy, which it's not, being your buddy, I want to help you out. Do you know what you need is love? That's what I thought. Yes. See, but you're thinking God love, I want oneness and God real love. And it says, well, love. Let's just call it love. You're needing love, aren't you? Yes. And then it says, fetch. And it sends you out running for love, but it's messing with you. Have you ever seen this? I'm not going to assume you've ever done it, but have you ever pretended to throw a bone? The dog goes running. It's all like, that's a person who's been divorced. What just happened? I thought you threw me a bone here. No, I just pretended. Look, love, whew, go get it. And the dog's all like, yeah. Now, the only reason you'd be ridiculous enough to keep doing it, because a dog like 10 times, it's still like, what did I miss? That's a human being that's been married 5 times. Or, this is not a comedy routine. This is for the real, the world. But the only reason it would go chasing it again and again, you know what? Is because that's how badly we want God. That we would, it's kind of a weird paradox. That's how badly we want God. That we would be so easily fooled that something's there. Give me anything, please. And that's why so many of us, just tenderness can, somebody writes you a song, and wow, they wrote me a song. You're so easily wooed. Why? Because you're being foolish to think that you're an empty person. But sadly, it's also because that's how badly you want God. And the only thing that can fill a person who's longing for God is God. That's all. Eating chocolate ice cream when someone betrayed you never actually cured betrayal. Romantic human love never fixed missing God. It's never, ever worked. Even remotely, it can't. For one reason is because you're not actually missing God. So in the back of our minds, let's remember this. No matter what I'm saying about human love or soul level love, in the back of our minds, let's all know and affirm, I am as God created me. I'm still here. God's still here. I'm still one with God. I'm not actually missing God, meaning disconnected from God. Affirm that. I may not totally get it yet, but that's my affirmation. That already eases my quest a little bit. Now I'm not into the go fetch, which, by the way, is an addiction. That's a description. That whole concept is the genesis of addiction. You're missing something, go look for it. You'll try to fill it, that void with something. It doesn't work, so you try it again and again and again. Now you're caught, you're hooked. And then after those moments of, no, but this is different, because this person said they like me too. Or the way they look like they can't live if living is without me. That really makes me feel fuller. Well, how messed up do you have to be turned on by other people being addicted to you? Even though it's a turn on. I feel so loved. You feel craved by someone who's an addict, and they're looking at you, and they don't see you, they see heroin, written on your, and so they need you now. Yeah, it's twisted and it's sad. But the good news is this can't last forever, this game. The real deal has to come back to us. And that's not God comes back to us, it's our memory of who we really are. So even though it's a heartbreaking thing to be deceived financially, romantically, etc., sit with this for a second and just answer, just sort of say this to yourself. Let's pretend you've been deceived only 10 times. It's more like 10 billion because you've been here many times. But let's pretend it's just 10 times. At some point, whether it's the 11th time, 12th time, 12,000th time, you're the one who has to decide enough is enough. No more settling. Now, no more settling isn't like saying, I will not drink again. That doesn't mean you're fully recovered. Saying it is one thing. You have to fall in love, rise in love with the real deal. God and your soul. You can't just not do the physical. That's called celibacy. That's called extreme. But I'm never again going to do. See, you're being reactive. I will never again be deceived by human romance, because I heard this talk, Michael. Human romance is an illusion. Never again. You know what? Now you're just alone. That's what you pulled off. Just being alone. Yeah, but I'm not falling for that. That defensive tactic didn't actually cure you. You just swung the needy, codependent love to the opposite extreme, shutting down, putting up a wall. You still haven't found your center. And that's fine. Do what you want to do. Stay in any extreme as long as you want. That's fine. It's called free will. But if you want to feel real love, you have to calm these down. I've been here, I've been there. Now, there's something else. There's something else, and that's what I'm looking for. God, which is up here, help me to feel real love. So you'll be taken by God, which is up in the upper love, the top love, down to the human love. You will be raised up to the soul level love. Not all the way home yet. Soul level love. And you'll start to feel different. There's a concept, gustatus spiritu decipit omni caro. And what that means in Latin, it's a cool phrase because it means once you taste divine love, you can't settle for anything else. When it says decipit, it's like the word, translating into like worthless, tasteless. Okay, so wow, like that's I think that's what I'm looking for. The human's going to go. The ego that's hijacked the human's going to go. You better be careful. You know what that's going to mean. You're going to be like a monk, all alone. Monks aren't allowed to cuddle, you know. And if you do, you have to be the front spoon. Because if you're the back spoon, you're the cheating spoon, and you know. You're going to start thinking of all these ways to make it wrong, to have greater integrity. The ego's going to slip in there, and nope, better be careful. It's going to threaten that if you do anything, it's naughty, and if you don't do anything, you're alone. Just enough. I'm done with this. God, how would you have me see love? How would you have me see sex? How would you have me see passion, friendship, whatever it is? I'm not wanting the human interpretation anymore. I've got plenty of those. I'm ready to go to another level, soul level love. Soul level love, at its lowest level, it starts with someone or something brought you to a new level of feeling. And it's actually kind of remarkable because it's like, what is this? Like, I feel love for someone and it feels beyond human. That's a symptom. That's a good sign. Now, your ego's still going to say, no, this is too much. You need to crash. You get back to earth and, find fault with this. It's going to do that. It's up to you to say, no, I refuse. Because this new level of love, soul level love, is unconditional. So even if someone slips, makes a mistake, says the wrong word, whatever it is, it doesn't matter because the love is just permanently there. The closest we can get to a human understanding of the soul level love is like you might feel for your child, sometimes for pets, because you feel a new level of love and unconditional love for such things. It doesn't mean it's all authentic, but it's moving in that direction. Now, if you really want to get trippy here, you go, I want to feel soul level love. Well, the first levels are, I just feel love I haven't felt for a person before. Careful, because that can easily get hijacked into special love. Someone that looks nicer than others, someone that acts nicer than, it's still back to the human level. Because we panic when we go supernatural. And the ego's going to say, you must be freaking out. I kind of am. I mean, I wake up and I'm just feeling oneness with everything, and I can't be because I'm going through a divorce. How could I be feeling blissful? You're right. You're probably in denial. You know what you need? Medication or whatever. The ego's going to try to take it down a notch or 100 notches. Hang in there and just start to realize the reason I'm loving my yard more and stopping to smell the roses literally or figuratively is because I'm changing. And I'm starting to feel love, even for people I wouldn't have thought I loved. That's heart, soul love. Because you forgive and you start to feel love in its replacement. The ego's going to say, no, people have hurt you so heavily, you can't be possibly considering loving them. I don't have to do anything. Loving them, if I do it, it's back to human level. It's just there. I just feel at peace about that person. Are you saying, the ego will tell you, are you saying what they did is okay because it wants you to be a victim that has the right to hate people? And you're saying, I'm not even thinking about it. I don't have to do, I don't have to think, I don't have to justify. I just feel at peace with them. And it's going to fire away and fire and so say, oh, excuse me, I've already heard your opinion and it's not going to change my mind. And the ego has to just step back and go, man, you're really frustrating me. I've got to break you out of this concept of soul level love. Now, when you hang in long enough, soul level love, one of the trippiest things about it, is that it's multidimensional. Human love is practically only felt on 1 or 2 dimensional levels. Human love is not even 5% out of 100% of love. People think they're 100% in love. If it's human, you're not even 5%. Soul level's the other 95+%. Well, what about the divine? It's immeasurable, so I won't give it a percentage. But soul level love, okay, wait a second. Now some people go, I want that. I want to go from 3% love to 100%, which is like saying, I want to go from using only a few percent of my brain to 100%. Careful what you ask for, because it's a little freaky. It's a little unusual. It's a little different. So when you start wanting to love at a higher level, which in fact you should, the ego's going to tell you, oh, it's freaky, it's going to be too much for you. That's only in our belief systems. I am already beyond all dimensions of love. I just don't know it. I don't accept it yet, so I'm doing 3%. Hi, how are you today? I'm about 3%. Just say that to people when they say in Safeway, how are you? About 3%. Don't really say that. But stop and say to yourself, this is weird that I cannot proclaim 100%. Because I am 100%, but I don't proclaim it. Why? Because I'm not accepting it yet. And what does it look like if I accept it? If the human love is only third dimensional, understand this. Soul level love is every other dimension. Every other dimension. However many dimensions there are, soul level love contacts all of those. I love not just someone. That's that 3%. Yeah, I love someone, and now I don't. I liked him a lot. I thought I loved him, but they did something I didn't like, so now I've shifted them to, like they're chess pieces and moving them around, and that's called love. That's human love, and it's understandable. You're messed up, so you're going to create messed up scenarios. Okay, so fine. Soul level love. I mean, I feel like I love everything, everyone. You can't force yourself to go full on. You have to let this be an organic process. But there are symptoms of it. And some of those symptoms are, it's so strange. For example, our relationship with each other is not just third dimensional this lifetime. It's fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional of other lifetimes. So now you start to love people based on other lifetimes, but not romantically. Hi, do you remember me? Because I remember you. Remember that day? Steamy night in Babylon? That would be taking something higher dimensional and lowering it to the physical level, to the third dimensional level, which people do all the time without realizing it. It's kind of like taking something profound. Let's pretend today you had 10 profound synchronicities and you called them a coincidence. That's what you do with soul level love when you romanticize it. But, oh no, never mind. Like it's kind of weird. And only scared souls would do such a thing. I'm afraid of what I'm feeling. I love you in ways, and I don't even know you. And I love you in ways that I've never loved anybody. Good. And I feel like I know, and there's synchronicity. Good. We're now getting to experience soul level love. The downside is, again, humans are going to try to take that and minimize it, to put it into a little box so that, you see? I mean, that's why the Pharisees had Jesus crucified. It's, yes, the politics and their game playing and the religious differences and so on, but one of the main psychological reasons was once they can kill him, it can prove he's not as profound as we were afraid he was. You see what I'm saying there? And that's what we do when we find flaw in people. Starting with the people we like and find flaw. Oh, my favorite actor. Oh, now I heard. I really love this musician. Oh, but then. See, we're always looking for these things. And that's the people we like. There's other people we don't even have to think twice about it. I already don't like you. I don't have to, tear you down. You already done it for me, so good. Just your hair color is just, I hate it. Have you looked at why? I don't need to look at why. No, look at why. What's going on deeper inside? You hate this hair color. Why? Okay, because of another lifetime, it reminds me of this and this. So therefore, I'm actually putting you on the chopping block based on a past memory of somebody with that hair color. I never even gave you a chance. So I'm sorry about that. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And turning that around. So this concept, gestato spiritu, decipit, it's like I'm going to a new, I'm going to omnicaro. I'm going to a new level. I can't settle anymore. Saying this is easy up here, and you might be going, yeah, I get it. Wow. Taking it out there is different. It's another story. Ask the source of real love, that is God, how to handle this. Ask God to help you see differently, to love differently. But don't just say, I want to love only as God loves. Guys, allow this for now. Allow yourself to move upward in consciousness, gaining new insights about what love is. Love on a human level is all messed up because I'm empty. You're going to let me down. I'm going to get angry at you and not like you or love you anymore. See, that's all very addiction. Here's our high. Well, in every form of addiction, you're going to have some sort of crash. Even if it's just a sugar rush. Up, crash, and that's false love. Man, I really feel so much more awake after my coffee this morning. Oh, I drank 2 cups, so now I'm crashing. I got to take a nap. See, I've always thought this is strange to me. Like, I've never seemed to feel like I needed something to wake me up in the morning. This is how my brain works. It's like, if I need something to wake up, then it means I don't want to wake up. And that doesn't resonate with me. If you have purpose, you're looking forward to waking up. And you might notice, oh no, starting this month, I've noticed a shift where I'm really wanting to wake up. That's because you met somebody new. It's an addictive, I want to wake up in the morning. I really feel a sense of life now because you're temporarily stoned again. Does it stay when that person leaves your life? That's when it's real. The God love cannot ever change. Soul level love really can't ever change, but it can be lowered if you allow it to be. The divine love can't be touched, can't be lowered. Soul level love, unfortunately, can be taken down. It's real, it's closer to forever, but it can be taken down. And one way for that to happen is when you think I'm going to pray for somebody's healing, generally that means you want them to be healed based on your opinion of what healed looks like. Most people don't say, I'm praying for your healing, my child. Even if you pass away, I'm good with that. Most people don't know. They're not good with it. They have conditions on it. And it's the same with, I'm feeling heart level love. I'm feeling this profound oneness. I've known you in other lifetimes. Those are synchronicities. We're connected as we are with all beings. I love everyone, but I'll choose to be with you, but I love everyone. You're going to new levels of love and understanding. The concept of polyamorous love, which means doing everyone, is not the same as loving everyone. As soon as I think I have to do you, there's a you that's separate from me, and now my consciousness is going to take soul level love and draw it down to an earthly level. And when that happens, it gets diminished. And then you know what's really bummer about it is that I feel sad because part of me knows I had something and lost it. I allowed it to become abused, as it were. This love that I was starting to feel, it was taken down to this level. And it's a very sad kind of feeling to that. But that's kind of the hangover. But you don't have to. You can say, oops, let's take it back to here again. Let's take it back to here. Soul level love does not mean it's not physical. It means you're asking how to let it be physical without losing the essence of it, which almost no human being has ever pulled off because it's challenging. You don't usually say, I want to create a soul level experience with food today, and there's my food, and I'm going to completely stay detached from the deliciousness of my pizza or whatever it is. You know, you're going to be like, oh my God, it tastes, oh, maybe I'm acting addicted. You overthink it. You know what? Don't sit and try to bless the evil out of your food. Don't try to, oh my God, I just made love with somebody. I regret. I'm sorry. Oh Lord, please, I promise I'll never be intimate again. That's not how you bless things. A blessing is a positive state of mind bestowed upon something. So you center into who you are and you say, God, be with me while I do this. Be with me while here. If I'm in my center, those food particles, trust me on this. Well, you've heard this now. Some people are getting to the point of talking about how cells can be programmed like water, right? Molecules, water molecules. I've been saying this for decades. It's like, no. If you're centered into who you are, you don't even have to try to love the water molecules to bring them into higher vibration. Anything that's in your environment starts to rise to a new level. So even the food, as soon as I show up, hello, Domino's Pizza. The Domino's Pizza is going, oh my God, it's Michael. He seems to bring love to us every time. Michael's never looked at us and went, oh, pizza, seriously? Can I have salad? No, it knows I love it and it loves me in return. Yeah, now we're all hungry, right? That's what we accomplished. How was service? Hungry, actually. I left feeling completely hungry. But that's honestly, it's true. It's true. Just as the water molecules respond to love, plants have been proven to respond to love. Animals, people respond well to love. Not always in the speed you want, the way you want, but they respond. It's proven now in sciences. I don't need them to prove it. I already know it. But for those who need it, it's being proven. That's kind of interesting. But the fact that they can prove it responds, guys, what it means is when you have a lover, just being in their presence, the love should be what's happening. And if the love today means they're gone, the love should not change. I will love you as though you're here. You passed away, you left me. The human part's going, I can't believe they left me. The human part. Cry, mourn, do what you have to do humanly, and come back to the soul level. And yet, bless you. Be well. Whatever I experienced with you is mine. You take what is you, I take what is me. If I look at it as you left me and you took my ability, where'd you go? I used to be able to pet you. The physical affection you took from me. I used to know that I was a good person because someone lived with me. When I felt alone, someone snuggled. See, it's that physical part that wants proof. And so when you're gone, I've lost those things. If I'm an empty person, I've lost them. If I'm awake and I think and understand on a soul level, here's what happens. You seemed to be there. We experienced this on a certain level. You're gone. Now you went from seeming to be there to seemingly being gone. I'm still self-contained. If I learned new things from you, and you certainly have, if I learned new things from you, like I appreciate affection more, you're gone, I still appreciate affection more. What humans do is, I've lost affection. Because that's the trap that the human physical world puts us in. If you don't own it, you've lost it. It's always about that. It's gone. You lost it. Well, why? And it's always because they didn't give you what you wanted. They took away what you wanted. They either didn't give it at all or they took it away. And that just keeps us, A Course in Miracles calls this getting mechanisms. You have to get something from people. Self-contained, I'm good. I feel at peace. Do you know that some people that you would like to romance, some people you'd like to ask out, and you tell them something like, listen, I enjoy our time together, but I'm self-contained, I'm good. Well, you're saying that if I left, I'm good. You wouldn't be devastated? And they want you, who's talking in them? God? Is God saying you need to miss me and be devastated if I leave? No. God's like, how could you miss me? I'm here. I'm everywhere. So you tell a person that, they're going to be all bummed. And then they're going to tell their girlfriends, he has no ability to show heart, man. Yeah, you know how men are. And they all start, although I sounded like a man when I said that. You know how men are. They're cold. So partly towards closing, as you start to experience soul level love, warning, the rest of the world doesn't know it and understand it. So I wouldn't say to a person, oh, it's so nice, I want to say, it's our first year anniversary of marriage or partners, and I just want to clarify again, I still don't need you. I don't think that's what I would suggest that you say. But I do believe that's what you need to understand, that you're self-contained. And I'm talking about, I don't care if it's your job, your children, money, self-contained. What did I learn from this? That's mine. That's what it is. It's not an object, although it could be an object. Even non-tangible things, non-objects, you still learn lessons. Whose lessons are they? They're yours. You get to walk away with a deeper understanding. Humans want it to be lack-oriented. You take it from me or you didn't give it to me, that's why I want a divorce. Or that's why I don't like you, or that's why I'm quitting this job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying never walk away. I'm not saying never quit the job. I'm saying the consciousness that goes with these things. This universe, this world needs repair, man. It needs an overhaul. Big time overhaul. And the overhaul has to happen in consciousness, not external variables like let me shift people around. I'm going to get rid of that one, move this one in. It doesn't actually repair or fix or heal anything. So a day at a time. All of this sounds just so addiction oriented, but that's not the highest level of love. And it's not, there's one that I can experience in between the highest and where I am now. Soul level love. Is it allowed to be tender? Yes. Passionate? Yes. Soul level love can dip down into the physical level, but the key, the trick, is not forgetting who you are. If I forego who I am and go down to the physical level and you're going to make me feel that I'm something, that's a bargain and it's going to collapse. And I'll be mad again and hurt again. So the trick, 3 levels of heart, 3 levels of love. That soul level love the ego's going to tell you if you go to soul level, you're not allowed to be intimate. And that's the many mystics that took vows of poverty and chastity and so on. No, that's too extreme. But get in your soul and make love. Get into your soul and make your dinner. Get into your soul. And everything of the physical realm starts to realize, man, you don't mess around, do you? You won't just let us go, surprise, and we look hot, so you're after us. Which means you took your consciousness from soul down to density. It doesn't work because density doesn't allow vastness. Well then, I have to be in vastness to be vast and dense if I'm going to, no. The dense world has to be changed, but not by density changing density. It's not who you vote for, it's consciousness has to be brought down to this level so that we see everything differently. And that means I'm not going to drop myself down and do you, date you, take from you. No, it's I'm going to do my best to bring presence here where I meet you. I already acknowledge we're here together. Can we also bring it to this level? Kindness, picking someone up when they fall, paying someone forward, something forward for someone, making love, any of these, parenting. It's God up here, God, I'm going in. Be with me. God says, just tether to me and go. And that's called yoking or yoga. I'm going to go in to my body and feel your presence rather than Down here, God, here, it's too vast of a difference. I want to know, I believe it can be done. God, be with me while I feel at this level, love at this level, and feel and love at this level. And your presence will excite molecules, atoms, cells, because they recognize the Lord has walked into the room, which sounds arrogant, it isn't. Demons screamed when Jesus walks in the room. That's what has to happen with unhealthy things. It'll happen organically, but you walk in, you look at the food, you decide to make love, you're parenting, you're going to work, you bring God with you, and you're exciting the cells around you. People are changed. Your smile at the counter where you're selling clothing. Your sense of presence. There's a surgeon, nervous, always being threatened to be sued, good person perhaps, and you say to them, everything's okay. You know, this isn't on you. I'm going to have the surgery and I trust you. And if you die in the surgery, let them know you still trust them. People will let you down at times. The supernatural you does not have to be affected. I still love you. Your ex, I'm not moving in with you. But I love you at a higher level. And just keep feeling that concept. Like, wow, this is how it's done. Draw the presence of God into everything I do. The doing becomes being. Every place, every location becomes a sacred site because I'm there and I'm bringing God with me. How could it not be sacred? It isn't I of my little self. It's my choice to bring God's presence, as we started a while ago. When people say, how do you guys make this center? And there's churches that can't figure out, and I'm not kidding. There are churches, some of these spiritual centers and new thought churches. You know what they do for their Sunday services? They watch our service. Swear to God. There are several of them out there. They can't tell their headquarters because they'll be mad. Why? Why would you be mad? It's love. Well, they should be part of our church. Then train your people, spiritual leaders, to feel like this. It's amazing. Bring this presence everywhere. Make everything sacred. Couple calming breaths. Make everything sacred. How do I do that? You don't. You be that. What if we surrender our musician and allow the Holy Spirit to come through? Then the intention starts to change immediately. He's not playing at you. He's saying, well, okay. And then the mother says, I want you to know I'm here, so I'm going to slip through this speaker over here, this guy, this musician over there, the person sitting next to you. All acts of kindness are reflections or manifestations of the Divine Mother, the Holy Spirit of God. Keep breathing that in. No more settling. No more settling for the momentary high. It never brought me what I wanted. It is not only possible, it is inevitable that I will and I am remembering who I am. As I taste the real thing, I just, nothing else tastes good anymore. Not because I judge it. It's tasteless. The world can't offer me anything. Not because it's a wicked place. It only seems wicked and has been called wicked because I was mad that it didn't give me what I wanted. But it can't. I forgive you, world. Sciences that didn't give me what I wanted, which is God, I forgive you. How could you really bring me God? Food, addictions, people, everyone, everywhere, everything. Sunsets that fade, rainbows that fade, all things that even look good, they all tend to leave me. I'm so sorry. I was stuck to you, attached to you, needing you to give me a little something. I am so sorry. I forgive all of it. Look at the rainbow and say, I know that you couldn't last. It's okay. The colors behind the rainbow can never fade. Only the image. Even people that faked love for you, they could only fake it because they were fake. They were lost. They couldn't give you the real deal, but you know what? In them is God. And the God in them can only have given you real love. Unfortunately, that's not what we saw sometimes. That's why we got mad at them. I'm sorry for the reaction of anger towards any of you out there in the world, my parents. I'm so sorry for the reaction. How could you have given me God when you didn't even feel God within you? How can you have given me real love when you didn't even feel real love within you? I came to you, my parent, my partner, for something you couldn't provide. Blamed you instead of recognizing what I had done. I release you. Be at peace. I affirm God in you. And my affirmation of God in you means now I got from you what I wanted. An image of the presence of God. Breathe that in for a half a minute, please. Just soak it in what it means. Let the light of God shine upon you. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and it's up in the upper centers, the light of God, radiant. Even if I can't feel it while in a body, I affirm its presence. Breathe that in. Not up in the sky, here, now. This light I invite into my heart to inspire me with new levels of love and understanding. And then I call upon this light that's in the heavens, in my heart, to shine down into my body, to shine into my day-to-day decisions and my life. Practice believing it, that when you walk out and you touch a plant in your yard, it's quickening and appreciating that you've brought God to it today. Don't just pet your animals. For a moment, just imagine God be with me as I make contact with this animal. Your clients in hospital beds, people long passed away. Just in your mind, a blessing makes contact with them again. From God, through me, to you. Breathe that in. So grateful. I am as God created me. For 10 seconds, imagine that you're absolutely glowing. Imagine that you're so filled with the presence, you're glowing. You're shining. Even if you're at home in another country, in an apartment, get it, feel it. And then, whatever your hands are in contact with, chairs, floor, walls, download the presence of God where you sit. And feel the earth, soak it in like a parched earth that soaks in water. Feel her drawing it in. Your holy presence. Yes, she says. Yes. She's going to take that energy and channel it downstream to the proper places like meridian work, to the proper places on the planet, to the world leaders, to people living in sacred sites, and channeling new meridians to those who don't live in sacred sites, making the entire planet a holy place, turning the solar system into a holier, higher place, turning the universe all into greater holiness. Feel her gratitude. And as you slowly open your eyes, hold the consciousness. I am filled with light. Hold the consciousness. All that God is, I am. All that I am, I give to you. Hold that in mind. All that God is, I am. All that I am, I give to you. Not give away, I share it. I extend to you. With that in your mind, look around and make contact with a hand or two around you as a blessing. Remember your thoughts. All that I am. All that God is, I am. All that I am, I share with you. Everybody receiving it, soak it in. If you leave here thinking you're as broken as when you arrived, you're doing that to yourself. That's abuse. So don't allow that. Soak it in. Draw it from thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. How are you all feeling? Good. Thank you for the variety of topics. We covered like so many of these things all in this, including the dispelling of negativity. You don't dispel negativity by fighting it, by pretending it's not there, or by praying it away. You become the opposite. You become the light. And you shine that light. And when something's before you, negativity, food, chemicals or whatever, just you hold the light and these things will change. Don't think that there is even a certain atom on this planet, a certain molecular structure that can't be made holy. If you're holy enough, everything else around you will change. You can take nuclear waste, ingest it, and it'll turn to light because of your consciousness. Okay? It's true. We're going to take up our collection and do our closing prayer. While you're preparing for that, a couple of quick things, please. On John Dumas's table, he'll have gifts, things that he sells and products, information about things he's doing. Please take a moment to stop, say thank you, a prayer, a hug, anything, and or donations if you like. But on the table, there's laminated cards. You've seen those laminated cards that are like palmistry cards, reflexology cards, herbal charts, crystals. You've seen those? There's a stack of them there that was, that we picked up for the bookstore. But instead of putting them in the bookstore for sale, we put them on John's table. Take any one of them that you want, but try to leave a donation. If you have nothing, don't worry about it. Just take it as a gift. But if you can leave a donation there, that would be great. We're going to let John receive all the gifts that you give to us for those laminated cards. He doesn't know that yet, but he probably figures it out as he hears me saying it. So those cards, they're for you, okay? Please. I don't think you guys, sometimes you might not notice, sometimes we have those silly memes, like sometimes we put up a funny one, but you think that they're just advertisements, so you might not notice. Today's was making, how we make holy water, and it said something like, what's the wording? Boil the hell out of it. Yeah, that's how you make holy water. Anyway, last couple of things. The crystal bed is available in the healing room out here, so you can go and check that out. Anytime you can book sessions. In the foyer, there's a clipboard where they'll sign you up. Valerie will be holding it up in there or holding it out there. Or you can call during the week, but the crystal bed sessions are really profound healing modality. It really is amazing. Some people say, I don't know how to support or make donations. You can do all kinds of things. You can tithe based on income that's a one-time thing or a windfall you have, or just regular donations every Sunday or during the week or however you want to do it. There's lots of ways you can do it. We've had people donate things, we appreciate. So if you feel so called, we have sponsorship programs as well. Try not to get in the sponsorship program if you're going to end up canceling a week later. Try to get in it and stay in the, it's appreciated if you can get it through the year. But we have a sponsorship for our musicians. Your donations go to pay them so that we can have musicians. It goes towards the landscaping and so on. So if you can be a sponsor, it'd be great if you could do at least $50 to $100 a month, a commitment, if not, a couple hundred a month. All of us board members are all sponsors. So we give money to our own center. So it's not something we would have you do that we don't practice ourselves. Some people ask, and every so often I mention it, I do private sessions, almost exclusively phone and Zoom now. But if somebody's interested in having a private session, you can call the office and they'll help you schedule it. We almost always try to open up to where somebody's not waiting 2 months. We almost always pop a new one in there. It could be today or tomorrow, pop a new one in there that somebody, in case of an emergency, they can land one much sooner. So check that out if you'd like, or book it if you'd like. But on social media, you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook, like us and do what it takes to, just show support. And lastly, there are gift bags in the bookstore. The gift bags are, there's a book of mine, but there's also an incense, a card, an incense burner. There's a package of things. So it's kind of like getting $30 or $40 worth of stuff for $20, all in a gift bag in case you have people you'd like to give it to or for yourself. All right? All right. Our blessing for our prosperity. Remember, it's a blessing. It's an affirmation. Get into that consciousness. Together, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Yeah. Can anyone share what they learned or heard today that made the most sense or might be most helpful to you? Yes.
To make sacred.
To make sacred.
Yeah, as an offering.
Yeah. I mean, Make everything sacred. I mean, we sit and we kind of think new agey, you know. I'm creating my own reality. I'm improving my prosperity. All of that is fantastic. But we forget that you can take it to another level of power and another level of understanding. You can't. When we realize it's not just me doing new things, new forms of massage, new forms of whatever it is. This is me anchoring the presence of the Divine Mother. This is me being the presence of the Holy Spirit. So where I go, I can tether that light of God to where I go, to conversations. There's going to be days where you're not in the mood to tether anything good. You know, you want to strangle people with that tethering, you know, but you're going to have those days. Reach out to somebody to help you stay sane through those moments. God and whomever else might serve to be a good listener, all right? Anyone else, what did you hear today that made the most sense or helps you? Yes?
Well, this was really helpful to me because I'm in the corporate world, which is, you know, I get
Yeah.
tugged down to ego
Yeah.
on a level, and I'm about to head out to a national sales meeting, and it's just I'm so grateful to anchor, tether to God throughout the week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that with me. So
Yeah, you're doing corporate world, national, you know, corporate meetings, business meetings. You know, it's like, wow. When I came to the center here 14 years ago, I said, but I'm a spiritual leader. I mean, I'm just Sunday, right? Sunday talks. Yes, you don't have to do anything else. I got here and they're like, so be sure to be here tomorrow. I'm like, for what? We have a board meeting. I'm like, now on the inside, I'm like, I'm going to explode. I want to, you know, kill me now, Lord. You know, board meetings. What? On the outside, I'm like, oh, okay. But I mean, corporate, we are asked to bring God's light everywhere. So of course, I went, you know, I attended and I never not attended a board meeting. Once I went there and I said to them, if I'm going to attend these board meetings and if I'm going to be part of this center, very simple rule, fun. If it's not fun, I will not attend your board meetings. Serious, like, no, you know, forget it. I'm already bored. Yes?
I love the piece about when someone leaves to still hold that energy.
Yes.
I work with people who are in grief from somebody dying.
Right.
And I say to them, I'm like, just change the way you relate to them.
That's right.
They're still there. They're still right there in
Right.
front of you. And
Keep the experience with you. Absorb and integrate what you learned. Then they're not there. They may be gone on the outside. The experience is mine. I turn it into holiness. Right. That's beautiful. Thank you. Yes.
I want people to feel like pizza.
I want everyone I meet to be as loved by me as pizza. Yeah. Yeah. You are the pizza of my life. Yes? Asking God to assist you with improving your level of love and consciousness. I mean, that's the first thing to do, is ask the source of it. Instead of, I'm on my way, I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, I met somebody, this could be it. No, they are not it. The world that you see is not the place to go to get real love. It's not even real here. It's not real. How can you get real love here? It's got to go to God, your soul, and bring it to the world. Don't try to get it. Yes?
All I really want is God.
All I really want is God.
In this human world, I remember one of the times I had a real awakening, and it was while I was doing Course in Miracles, like way back in the early 90s. And I had this, like, I just felt like, you know, I was surrounded by love and light and God, and it just felt like this is what all is. You know, I had that moment. Immediately, I started projecting it on people I had crushes on
Oh.
and everything, and thinking, oh, this must be them coming
Right.
to me, and all this. It's just amazing what
Right.
we can do.
So you've seen that profound level of love, and you saw yourself immediately trying to project it onto individuals.
And how often we do that, you
Yeah.
know? And it's so crazy. And it
That's the
doesn't-
ego's way of trying to minimize something that's profound. Just as, like I said, killing Jesus was their way of saying, wow, the fact that he could die means he wasn't as profound as we were afraid he was. Isn't that weird, you know, that wording? Somebody else had their hand up over there. Yes? Never turn off your divine nature. I know it will seem like, well, I was never even given that by my parents. Why were you wanting it from them? They don't even have it in them. How could they give it to you? Well, I was hoping I had it, but somebody took it. No. Watch that. I'm not saying you're not feeling hurt by people. I'm not. You can own that. You can cry that and feel that. But I'm saying watch your wording and try to look at it differently. They couldn't give you that. They didn't have it themselves. How do I know they didn't? Because if they had it, they couldn't have caused harm. So I'm clear that they don't have it. Well, that sounds like a judgment on them. It's not a judgment. They have it, they don't have it. The judgment would be, I'm calling them a blankety blank for not having it. And the truth is, they do have it. They just aren't aware of it. So I'm not even judging them as not having it. It just means not yet, not aware of it yet. Please stand for our closing prayer. Let's please extend a warm gratitude to our musician, John Dumas. As we go through the day, the week, the month, the year, the life, as often as you can remember, if simple prayer can excite water molecules, what might I be able to achieve? Quicken, activate the cells, the neurons in people. Teach them, show them, just by your presence, yes, but also your actions, your words. Be the presence of God and bring it to the world. But actually believe that even an animal or bird, by you looking at it, remembering who you are, and blessing the bird with that same memory, you're quickening it to a new level of consciousness. People long past, people here. Anything, a tree, all that I am, I share with you. All that God is, I am. All that I am, I share with you. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we go, God is, I am, we are, and so it is. Peace be with you all. Thank you.